Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be diving into my Monday Night Football Showdown breakdown analysis video. It's going to be a really good one, though. We do have the Kansas City Chiefs going and playing against the Los Angeles Chargers. Yes, I said Los Angeles and not San Diego on my first try, so congratulate me if you must. But we're going to jump right into this one. It's going to be a really, really good game. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, an offensive battle, to say the least. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. If you have not already, though, please do leave a like on this video. I greatly appreciate it. It takes you 2 seconds, and just the fact that you're even watching my video in the first place means a lot to me, so thank you very much for that. And if you do have any questions, comments, or concerns for me, please leave them in the comment section below, whether it's Draftkings, FanDuel, Yahoo, any DFS site, or season-long fantasy questions. I'm happy to give y'all advice when I can. Now, like I mentioned, it's going to be an offensive battle, I think, from my perspective, which I think is a very popular perspective here. I think this will be a very, very high-scoring game, hopefully a very entertaining Monday Night Football game. So for cash games, I think we can kind of fit this in. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this for cash. But I'm not going to harp on cash games too much. I think that we're going to be playing both kickers in cash tonight. I think it's going to be fine because of how high-scoring I expect the game to be. And we could do something like this with Mecole Hardman maybe. I mean, obviously nobody really wants to play Mecole Hardman in cash. Maybe we could get off Badgley and we could come all the way down and punt a play with somebody like Andre Patton and then get all the way back up here to like Keenan Allen. Something like that maybe. But regardless, I really am going to be trying to get Patrick Mahomes into my captain spot. It just makes too much sense. And if I'm not going to be playing him all the way up there at captain, I'm going to be doing the exact opposite and coming with a kicker at captain. I expect this is how I'm going to be approaching cash tonight. And then these are the three guys I need in cash: Mahomes, Hill, and Gordon. I definitely will not be fading any of them in cash, especially with Tyreek Hill last week having 19 targets. So that being said, let's talk about the tournament plays of the game. I think this is going to be a very popular tournament aspect or tournament play. I think it's just going to be higher owned than I want it to be, but that's still not going to scare me off of it. I cannot get off of Melvin Gordon for some reason on this slate. Last week, Derrick Henry, I had like a little mini Chiefs and Titans stack with basically Derrick Henry being the only Titan. Game script scares me, and it scares a lot of other players off of playing somebody like Melvin Gordon in a game like this. You're hoping that Kansas City doesn't take a huge lead going into the second half. They're up 21. You really can't let that happen, because if that happens, Melvin Gordon's going to be borderline useless. It's going to be Austin Eckler in there to catch balls or Melvin Gordon in there to block for the quarterback. So we can't let the Chargers get down a lot, going into the second half, things like that. We're going to need Melvin Gordon to be the reason this game stays close. We're going to need 70 yards plus in the first half and a touchdown, and that's something that I think is going to happen. I don't plan on fading him in cash, and I think that he's my absolute favorite player on the slate. I could see him being the highest scoring player on the slate, maybe second highest scoring behind Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill, or maybe third, whatever. I think those are the top three highest scorers, but I think Melvin Gordon could easily be the highest scorer, and for that reason, I'm looking to captain him in my captain spot. Even if he's not the highest scoring player, he could easily be the best value to have at captain. And then you can go ahead and fit in Patrick Mahomes. You can fit in Tyreek Hill. And this is where it all starts for me. If you want to try and make yourself, different than 90% of the field, go ahead and fade Patrick Mahomes. Go ahead. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say I like it. I will say I don't like it. You're basically relying on an injury. You're basically relying on Patrick Mahomes getting hurt like he did in that Denver primetime game, and you're not going to have him, and it's going to pay off. I had a lineup without Patrick Mahomes on that Denver primetime game, not for an injury, but Denver has a good secondary, and I was just like, all right, let's make one lineup without him. He gets hurt. That lineup still didn't even cash. I just had the wrong guys at captain. I had somebody who had like 0 points or something. So just because you fade him, even if he was to get hurt, doesn't guarantee you money. I just don't recommend fading him at all in any formats. I think Tyreek Hill is a decent fade to make if you want to make one from one of these three guys, because I expect Tyreek Hill to be very, very popular after that 19-target week. We could get off Tyreek and go with Kelsey and have a little bit more of a balanced lineup. It'll save us $1,600 just to see what it would look like. We could do something like that. We could go double Chargers running back with Eckler. There's a lot of different things we could do after we get these top three guys. The top three of your lineup, those are your studs on a night like this where we have all of these weapons. I mean, we're really working with the idea that I'm taking these three guys, but I'm missing out on Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers, and Travis Kelce scares me. If we want to try to get Phillip Rivers in here, we're going to have to go and punt. We're going to have to go punt with Andre Patton, who's easily the only punt on this slate. And I call it a punt. Basically, I'm throwing away a slot. I'm throwing away one of my slots to be able to pay up for 5 really good slots. Some people do that with a kicker, but kickers cost 3.5K or 3.8K, whatever. If you're going to punt a slot and you're really just not going to care if they score any points, it's best to do it at a min-price player like 200. And Andre Patton is the 5th option on this team, or 4th. I think he's the 5th option, behind Hunter Henry, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and I guess Austin Eckler and Melvin Gordon. They don't really have any other pass catchers. So, yeah, I mean, regardless, he did have 4 targets last week and no catches. If we were to plug him in here and hope that he catches some balls, I'm fine with it. And then we can get up to LaShawn McCoy, Mecole Hardman. Mecole Hardman has had like 6 targets and 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games. 6 targets and, well, I guess 4 games now. But, so yeah, 6 targets and 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games that he's played other than that Minnesota game where he had no looks. Regardless, I think Mecole Hardman's obviously going to be a decent play. And same thing with DeMarcus Robinson. It's hard to ignore these ladder pass catchers for the Chiefs because I feel like they always just score touchdowns when they're on showdown slates. If we get off Phillip Rivers though, and I'm not saying Patton's a good play, just make sure you hear me out on that. This is basically just saying I want to pay up for 5 slots and rather than play more of a balanced 6 slots. I just want to clear that up. I'm not saying he's a lock, but I do want to build a couple lineups around him because I think he makes the roster construction a little bit easier and a little bit more tournament friendly for me. We could even go Travis Kelce here and say it's an absolute Chiefs onslaught, and Melvin Gordon, still could go haywire, of course, but maybe Melvin Gordon goes for 100 plus in the first half and has a touchdown. And the Chiefs are throwing the ball a lot. Maybe the Chargers are winning and Melvin Gordon's the only one on their team scoring touchdowns. That's really not a far-fetched game script at all. Melvin Gordon, with this new offensive coordinator, he's gotten 20-plus looks every single game since, 24 and 23. If he gets 24 or 23 tonight, I think he goes for 100-plus and a touchdown every single time. If he gets 23 or 24 looks, let's call it 20 carries and 3 to 4 targets, I think he will go for 100-plus yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. And I think that's a pretty safe bet to make, too. So if we were to do something like this, though, for a tournament, I'm definitely going to be looking to play one of these I guess, more off-the-wall Kansas City receivers, Mecole Hardman or DeMarcus Robinson. And if I'm not playing them, I'm going to come down and I'm going to play Butker or I'm going to play Badgley. I'm okay with leaving salary on the table. If we're going to do that, I think we might as well just get off of Patton altogether and just go Badgley or Butker, either one. Take your pick. Obviously, Butker on such a high-scoring offense seems to be a little safer. Then we could go Mecole Hardman, and then we can still get all the way back up to LaShawn McCoy. Not really anybody of interest. If we got off of Butker and went with Badgley, we could get up to Mike Williams. There's so many different things you can do on this slate. I don't want to just narrow your mindset. This is just how I plan on approaching it, and I think Melvin Gordon, Patrick Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill will be the top 3 scorers on this showdown slate, and Melvin Gordon is easily my favorite captain play on the slate. Coming over to FanDuel really quick, I locked in Patrick Mahomes at MVP, and I put Melvin Gordon below. This is where you have to start with cash on FanDuel. I don't think that you can put anybody except for Patrick Mahomes in your MVP spot, and I think Melvin Gordon should be in your lineup. After that, I want to let you decide because I still am unsure whether or not I need Tyreek Hill. I don't think I need Tyreek Hill over here on FanDuel. I just don't think I need him in cash. I think I would prefer to have Phillip Rivers. That's going to leave us with 8K average. Maybe go Rivers and Keenan Allen. It gets tough, though, because that only leaves us with like 5,500 after the fact. There's a lot of different things you could do. We could get off Phillip Rivers, who I think that you probably are going to want to play in cash. You're probably going to want to play Phillip Rivers, but you can't play him and Tyreek. So if you would prefer to play Tyreek Hill, come all the way down and punt with Andre Patton over here, which I don't recommend for cash. Maybe try to go with something more balanced. We have a 7K average per player remaining. It's really, really tough over here. I'm not going to be wanting to play any of these guys in cash, any of them. Any of these guys on the screen on FanDuel, I'm not going to be wanting to play in cash. I will save the rest for FanDuel for my members. I can't give away too much over there because it's so simple. There's not really a lot of different roster construction with the fact that you don't have to pay 1.5 for your MVP. Regardless, I think I'm going to have a very similar approach over here. I think I just warrant a little bit more respect for Tyreek Hill as a tournament play. He's always going to have that monster upside where he could just catch 8 balls, but those 8 balls could be 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's always going to have that insane speed, that insane game-breaking ability. But over here on FanDuel, where we are without the full point per reception, I think that he's going to be a little less owned at your MVP spot, and he makes a little bit more sense to me. So I do like him for that reason. Obviously, he's going to score more points on DraftKings, but over here on FanDuel, I think everybody knows that. They're saying, oh, he had 19 targets last week. That's a lot of targets, but it's not full PPR. I'm okay with Tyreek Hill. I still love Melvin Gordon. I just don't see myself getting away from Melvin Gordon tonight on both sides. That's just my play of the day. So take with it what you will. But I'm going to be playing Melvin Gordon in probably 95 to 100% of my lineups tonight. So I will leave you guys with that. Good luck to everybody tonight. I'm going to get ready to go to work, and I'm going to come home tonight and watch this game and watch Melvin Gordon absolutely shred. So y'all have an awesome day. Good luck to everybody playing tonight. I hope you all had a wonderful Sunday yesterday, and I will see you guys Wednesday morning with my what do I do Wednesday? Oh, NBA video on Wednesday. Yes, we'll be doing an NBA breakdown. If you haven't checked those out, definitely check those out. I'm doing those every single Wednesday. They'll be up, in the morning by 11ish at the latest, and then I'll be going live, talking about usually a kind of a first look at NFL for about an hour and a half or so, and then I'll talk about NBA for about an hour and a half too. And sometimes they get kind of blended together, jumping back and forth based on the questions in the chat. But the live streams have been very, very fun lately. I live streamed last night. Right up until kickoff of the Sunday night game. So that was really fun as well. If you have not already, definitely click the link in the description. Go over to twitch.tv. Make an account if you don't already have one. It takes 2 seconds. Follow my stream, and then when I go live, you're going to get notified. You can just swipe the banner on your phone or something like that. It'll just pop up, and you can hear me and check out what we're talking about in the stream. So I hope to see some of you guys over there. Again, everybody have an awesome day, and good luck tonight.